Okay guys, it's that time of year again. It's Black Friday and we're going to be checking out 12 of the best deals we can get today. Okay, first up is Basic Wavez. We're doing a 50% off with the code Basic Friday. On top of that, we also do something called a cross sell, where some of the packs, if you add other packs into the basket, you get an additional 20% off, which is pretty crazy. We've just got a new pack out with Lauren Lemont. We've got this Deep Organic Percussion, which is also selling really well. Bass Lab is another favorite. So I recommend just checking out some of these packs. If you've been wanting to get them, then now is the time. They're not going to be this cheap again for at least another year. Okay, next up, we're going to be checking out a reverb. So if there was one reverb I could buy today, if I didn't have anything other than stock reverbs, that would be Crystalline or Crystalline. I don't know how you say that. But yeah, it's regular price is $99. It's $49 now. If you want to see more detail and more of a demo on it, I did an actual proper review on it. It's this one here, best looking reverb ever, Crystalline review. I'll try to remember to link that, but if not, you can just search for it. But I'll just play the first few seconds so you can hear a couple of examples that you can do with this reverb. Honestly. So without that, so yeah, you can get really creative with this reverb, and it's super intuitive. It looks great, and it's got tons of really awesome presets in it. I definitely recommend it. I think it pretty much covers everything from chambers to plate reverb, spring reverb. You can get like really huge reverbs, tight reverbs. You can control so many things with it. Really, really, really like this reverb. So yeah, definitely recommend that one. Okay, then as far as delay goes, my recommendation would be Echoboy. It's on sale now for £44. But yeah, it's a great, very versatile plugin, and I use it in almost every project. I'm sure you've seen me use it tons. Just so that you're aware, I think if I was to buy this and I didn't have any of the Echoboy stuff, I'd probably just go for the bundle. You can get the full bundle here for £212, which is a huge saving because you're getting a bunch of other stuff that I love using, like Decapitator, CQ, little Alto Boy. There's just quite a few things in here that you can get a lot of usage out of. So if you're going to get this and you're thinking about getting some other stuff, it's definitely worth it. It's just a lot more value in this bundle. Okay, then for EQ, Pro Q3 is just the OG greatest EQ plugin that I've come across so far, as far as parametric EQs go. It's on sale now. It's usually $150, so you're getting a bit of a saving. It's not a huge saving. But yeah, it's super versatile. Again, we got dynamic EQ, sidechain, just a bunch of cool features. I'm sure everybody knows more or less about Pro Q3. And once again, there is a big deal on all the FabFilter stuff that's running right now. So if you do go into Plugin Boutique, you can go and search for that deal. I think you can get the full ProQ bundle for, I think it was about £600. And there's also a mastering bundle that you get Pro L, you get Pro Q3, I think Pro C2 and another plugin. So yeah, definitely worth checking that out if you are into the FabFilter stuff. Now is the time to get it. Okay, and on the topic of EQs, I'm going to talk a bit about Split EQ, which has been one of my favorite and most used plugins of the year so far. It's not really an EQ, it's more of a transient processor, I would call it. It allows you to split the transient portion of a sound. In this example, we're using a drum loop. So if I just solo the transient portion of it, you can hear it. And we can split that up into transient and tonal. So tonal is this portion of the sound. And then we can EQ them separately. So this is the sound together, transient, tonal. So if I, for example, want the high end of the sound to have less sustain in it, so it's a bit tighter, if I drag this blue tab, which is the tonal portion, I'm going to start losing a bit of that tail and therefore almost transient shape the high end of this and make a much tighter drum loop. Listen to this as I bring it down. And then I can also boost the high end in the transient portion. Before, after. And you can start applying this to different areas. We can basically shorten our kick drum. We can make our clap a bit longer. Or basically EQ the tonal portion of the clap. Or reduce that. And increase the attack of the clap. It just allows for such versatility and shaping sounds and tightening them up and cleaning them up. And on the topic of split EQ, there's another plugin which I haven't admittedly used much yet, but I am going to start using it. I actually just read a lot about it today, but I own it since Eventide sent me all their plugins. It's called Physion. And Physion does the same thing as split EQ, but instead of you EQing the different tonal and transient portions of the sound, you can apply effects to them. So yeah, you can get pretty creative and stumble upon some really cool stuff with this. And that is all a part of the Eventide Bestsellers bundle. So inside this bundle, you've got split EQ, you've got the second version of Physion, and you've also got this black hole reverb, which I use a lot. It's a wonderful reverb, great for like huge atmospheric reverbs. And you've also got H300 Factory, which is like, what do they call it? A harmonizer, that's the word, which I haven't used yet, so I can't really vouch for that one. And altogether, that's £200, so I think that's a pretty solid deal. Okay, then on to the PML Everything Bundle. I always think this is probably one of the best deals of the year. You're getting almost over 5,000 euros worth of stuff for 297 euros. There are courses, presets, samples, just so much value inside of this one bundle. I'm not going to go through everything that's in here, but yeah, go and check it out for yourself. There's tons of stuff. Okay, and then on to synths. I'm going to recommend getting Diva just because I use it in pretty much every project. And it's on a small sale. I think the original price is 175. It's now 155 and comes with this preset pack, I guess. It's called an expansion, Lo-Fi Dreams. I haven't heard it, so I can't vouch for it. But I use this in every single project. And although it's not a huge saving as far as I'm aware, I do still recommend picking it up if you don't have it yet. Okay, then we get on to vocal tuning, and Melodyne is pretty much the flagship tuning software for professional producers. So if you are planning to work a lot with vocals and you want to take it really seriously, Melodyne is by far the most powerful software for achieving really natural sounding tuning and having loads of control, not only for tuning, but also doing things like creating harmonies and like vocal synths and just doing weird creative stuff. The Melodyne Studio, which I think is the biggest version you get, the most complete version, is £323, and I think usually it's about 600. So yeah, that's a huge saving on that one. Okay, then I want to get on to some more of like the library stuff, fun sort of like sounds, and I found this deal which sounds great. Well, there's a bunch of stuff in here that sounds really cool. And this is by Heavyocity. They make a bunch of contact instruments as well as some other processing plugins. But what really stood out to me was more the contact libraries. I went through this list and found 3 that I really like. So the first one is this Aeon Melodic melodic hits or Aeon hits. And this is like great for film scoring and stuff, but I'll just play the sounds in a second. They are really like big, gnarly, kind of growly, I don't know, stabs and big horn sounds and stuff. And you might not typically associate that with like the type of music we make, but I think it will make really, really awesome effects for like breakdowns and stuff in the background to really add like this dark feel, especially for that more like afterlife sound. So I'll just play a short bit of this. Okay, so yeah, the list price for this is $274. You get it for $159. It's still quite expensive, and I haven't actually used it. I'm still considering whether or not I'm going to buy it. But just from the demo, the sounds sound great. So I recommend checking it out and making a decision for yourself. The same thing with this. I haven't heard it, but I really like this Aeon Rhythmic. And that's usually 182 now for 104. So yeah, I'll just play a little bit of this video so you can hear some of the sounds briefly, but they sound great and they're rhythmic. I think they'll fit the type of music we make perfectly.
All of the loops found in the menu suites can be loaded as individual presets quickly and easily for deeper editing and MIDI slice import to an external DAW host. When you come across a loop you'd like to...
So yeah, I love these type of sounds, and I think I'm definitely going to be picking up one of these. I'm not sure which one yet. Okay, so the other Heavyocity library that really interested me was this acoustic guitar one. So they've basically taken acoustic guitars and processed them, and there's really cool things like complex pads, pulses and phrases, guitarscapes, some more pads, and then these rhythmic pedals. So yeah, I'm sure I'd get tons of use out of that one, and it's only £52, so I might actually pick up that one and the other rhythmic one. I'm not sure yet. Okay, and then in terms of granular plugins, so Portal is one of my more recent purchases, and all it really is a granular plugin. It applies essentially like multiple effects to the sound in a more granular way, breaks it down into small pieces, and then applies the effects to these pieces. And you get really awesome sounds. There's a few demos here.
Portal briefing complete.
Yeah, so that's usually 131 and now it's 83. Okay, on the topic of output, I recommend grabbing Arcade. I use it a ton. There's really cool libraries on there for vocals and even really awesome drums and guitars and pads and stuff. It's basically just like a huge library that gets updated every month with new sounds. All right, guys, there's hundreds more plugins I could go through and recommend here, but I just wanted to kind of get it down to a more palatable list of things that I think I would use personally. Thanks for watching, and if you want to get some of these plugins, they are linked in the description below. Those are Some of them are affiliate links, so I do earn a small commission on them if you do buy through them, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.